7:35 on a Saturday in the morning, and I'm out here in the park. Been here for about an hour. Came here after my morning routine. Woke up at my usual time, 5:30. Did my 50 push-ups. Journaled out all my thoughts. Took my cold shower, and I went on a walk. Right, went on a walk and had a calisthenics workout at around 6:30, and now I'm back. And I was the only one outside in that park. I was the only one outside getting my steps in. And it's like everyone loves to say that they don't have time to work out, they don't have time to prioritize their fitness goals, they don't have time to get in shape. And yet, at 6:30 in the morning on a Saturday, when everybody was sleeping in from going out from the night before, sleeping in from staying up last night, watching movies, watching TikToks, I was the only one outside getting my steps in. And I'm already in shape. Like, I'm wearing this hoodie right now, but you guys could check out. Everything is on my Instagram. I post my morning routine there every single day. You can literally see over a year of me waking up at 5:30, doing my morning routine. You can see my entire personal development journey there, but people see that, right? People see the work that I put in over the years, and they still have the nerve to tell me that they don't have time to work out. It's like, fuck, where were you at 6:30, right? What were you doing last night? Because if we take a look at your habits, if we take a look at what you do from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep, I can guarantee you we'll find some time. We will find some time, right? I don't care if you're the president. I don't care if you're a CEO of a Fortune 500 company. I don't care if you're a father, a mother. I don't care what your situation is. You have time, just like me. And I used to tell this to myself all the time that, oh yeah, those guys who are on social media that are super jacked, they just dedicate their entire life to the gym. They spend the entire day in the gym. Until I actually got to that position, until I actually started fixing my habits, started scheduling out my days, started doing what I have to do on a daily basis and not distracting myself with bullshit. And that's when I realized that no, they don't spend the entire day in the gym. All those people you see, right? They just live like an athlete, right? Every choice that they make on a day-to-day basis, every single small decision is reflected upon in their physique, right? Where they go out to eat, how many times a day they eat, what they eat, when they make time to go on a little walk, right? Whether or not they park a couple blocks away from their destination and then walk to the destination, right? How many days they dedicate to going to the gym. All of these are different things that are running through their mind. And you're cautious about it because the average person who's out of shape is just stuck in the fucking matrix. We just drift. We drift and we kind of just go through the motion. But you're never gonna just accidentally get in peak shape. You're never gonna accidentally achieve the goals that you want to achieve by going through the motions. You understand? You have to take every fucking action with intention. Every action that you take. And I mean every action. The amount of times you wash your face, when you decide to take that shower, the people that you spend time with, right? The time of the day that you work out, what you do at night, how many hours you spend on that phone, consuming content, buying bullshit, how many hours a day you spend smoking, drinking, right? Whether you choose to eat out or cook the food at home, you must treat yourself like an athlete and take every single fucking action with intent. That's the only way you're gonna get in shape that you want to get in. And so, getting 10K steps a day is like the bare minimum that you could do. I was talking to somebody the other day, and you know, they were telling me that they want to get in shape, they want to lose some weight, and I told them to start walking more, right? And they're like, "Oh, I already walk a lot, and I'm busy with my job. I don't get to work. I don't get to walk a lot outside of it." I took a look at their steps app, and we're getting like 2,500 steps a day. And I'm like, bro, that's how many steps I would take just walking to work, right? So it makes no sense when I see shit like this. Because if you work a 9 to 5, what the fuck are you doing from 5 to 10, right? What are you doing? And don't tell me that you have kids, because every single day that I'm in this park and I'm on my walk, I literally see parents with their kids in a baby stroller, running around, walking around, and getting it in regardless, right? So you can lie to yourself and tell yourself that you don't have time to get 10K steps. You don't have time to cook your own meals. You don't have time to hit the gym. But your subconscious mind knows that you're a liar, right? And every single time you try to make that excuse, and then whenever you try to actually go to the gym, whenever you actually try to go on a walk, it's gonna feel like shit, because your subconscious mind already knows you as somebody who makes excuses. Your subconscious mind already knows you as somebody who doesn't take this shit serious, right? But even when you're out of shape, right? Even when you look far from what you want to look like, but you are conscious about every single action that you take. You're mindful about how intense you're hitting the gym. You're mindful about going on a 10-minute walk after you eat. You're mindful about what you put inside of your mouth. That's when your subconscious mind starts to treat you like an athlete, right? You must be like so delusional and just treat yourself like you're a fucking Olympic athlete. What would they do, right? They would wake up early. They would probably go on a walk or run in the morning. They wouldn't check TikTok as soon as they wake up. They wouldn't eat a big bowl of cereal, right? Because they do every single action with intent. And it's reflected upon not only in their physical fitness, but in everything else in their life. So ask yourself, are you going through the motions at work? You just go through your workday, right? I don't care if you work for somebody else, right? I don't care if you hate your job. You must do it to the best of your capability. Because if you can't even do your 9 to 5 with intention, how are you going to treat your business when there's no one watching over you? It's just you and you. You have to hold yourself accountable, right? If you don't kill, you don't eat. What are you going to do then, right? If all your life you depended upon high school to get girls, or you depended on social circle, and now all of a sudden you don't have access to that, and you're out in the real world, and you want to get some women, and you know that you have to cold approach, or you have to get on dating apps and take nice pictures. What are you gonna do then? Because you're not used to it, right? That's why every single time you do anything, you do it with intent. You tell yourself in the back of your mind that I'm doing this because I want to get to this point, right? I'm making my bed first thing in the morning because I'm disciplined, right? I'm going on this morning walk because my fitness goals are a priority to me, right? But every single time you wake up, you reach for the coffee cup right away, you turn on the TV, right? or you sleep in an extra 30 minutes, extra 1 hour, right? Because you stayed up the night before, you're telling yourself that your mental health, your physical health is not a priority to you. And if it's not a priority to you, how can you expect yourself to be a priority to anybody else? You must first value yourself enough to take care of yourself. If you want to be able to take care of your family, if you want your family to look up to you, if you want your friends to look up to you, if you want people to respect you, nobody respects somebody who can't even respect themselves. It's just human nature, right? And so if you have kids and they see you wake up in the morning, reach for the coffee, turn on the TV, eat a big bowl of cereal, right? What do you think they're gonna be doing, right? And what do you think they're gonna teach their kids? And this is how like these generational curses happen. It starts from one person going through the motions, and then they fuck up their entire generational line just by doing that. But listen, even if your parents did that, your grandparents did that, your great grandparents did that, you could be the person that changes all of that, right? You could be the person that changes your generational curses. Be the one to say no. Everyone in my family always wakes up 30 minutes before they go to work. I'm gonna be the person that wakes up 2 hours before. I'm gonna make time for my morning routine. I'm gonna make time for my morning walk. I'm gonna eat a healthy breakfast. I'm gonna cook it myself. And then I'm gonna go into work with a clear mind. I'm gonna go into work with intention. And I'm not just gonna go through work hating my life. I'm actually gonna do my job to the best of its ability. I'm gonna get home from work, and instead of going to McDonald's, instead of going to Burger King, instead of getting whatever is cheap and quick, I'm gonna make the meal at home, right? Or I'm gonna pick a local food spot that's actually healthy, right? After that, instead of staying home because I'm tired from work, no, I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna go to the gym, gain my energy, raise my state, right? Do a quick workout. I'm not gonna be in the gym for 3 hours. I'm gonna do a 1 hour workout, raise my energy, raise my mood, get these gains, go home, and now I have all this time, I have all this energy to work on my passion, to work on my business, to work on my hobbies, right? So I could spend my 9 to 5 working for somebody else. But when I'm home, when I'm in that mode, I'm gonna be working on me. I'm gonna be working on my dreams. I'm gonna be working on my goals. I'm gonna go to sleep on time. If I don't go to sleep on time, it's only because I was working on my goals, not consuming content from other creators. I'm gonna be creating content, right? Not watching porn. No, I'm gonna be going on dates. I'm gonna be spending time on my girl. That's the only way that you're gonna be able to achieve what you want to achieve. I didn't just wake up fit, right? In fact, I really had to muscle through this shit. I was very skinny. I started off my fitness journey at 125 pounds, right? I had to pack on straight muscle, dealing with vices, every single vice in the book, dealing with fake friends, dealing with people that try to get me to stray off the path. But at the end of the day, all of that shit was in my control. You understand? I was working a job, going to college, going to the gym, still making time to date women, still making time to work on my business, which I do now. And now it's paying off. Now I have clients who are seeing great results, clients who are in the same position mentally and physically that I used to be in. And I get to help them each and every single day. You know how much that fuels me every single morning, right? And so, even if you're not a coach, even if you don't have clients that you're coaching, right? You have somebody that's looking up to you, whether it's your family, your kids, your parents, your brother, your sister, whether it's your friends who deep down they know that they need to step their shit up. Deep down, they need to know that they just need to see that it's possible. So why can't you be the person to show them that it's possible? Right? That's all we need. All right. When people see world records being broken for the first time, all of a sudden that world record keeps getting broken. Right? keeps getting broken because people need to see that something is possible in order to be able to do it themselves. But it takes that one person to break the record for the first time. It takes that one person to bet on themselves, to prioritize themselves, to do the action, to break that record, right? To move away from everybody else, to take a different path, the path less chosen, in order to get everybody else to come on that path. And, if you've been doubting yourself about whether or not you can actually make it happen, I strongly recommend check out my Instagram. I'm always posting my transformation there, my story. I show what I do every single day. And if you could get some sort of inspiration from that, right, to start your fitness journey, start getting in the best shape of your life, then that would mean a lot. But you gotta want it. You gotta really want it. You can't just say that you want it. You gotta really fucking want it and prove it to yourself that you want it with every single action that you take. But I'll see you boys in the next one. Sure to leave a like, subscribe, hype this video up if you can, right? Comment down below what's your biggest struggle with fitness right now. What's your biggest struggle with achieving your fitness goals? And I love when you guys comment. I love when you guys hit up my DMs and talk about like how I've inspired you, how I motivated you to get in shape. Like that shit makes me always feel better. So I'll see you boys in the next one. Stay dangerous.